I started my Pokemon business of January this year officially and have since then grown it to six figures by selling on multiple different platforms and trying a bunch of different methods that I'll go over in this video. My name is Dracuoid and welcome to the Galaxy Card Shop YouTube channel. So last year, 2023, at the end of the year, I got into sports cards, specifically football cards. I started watching YouTube videos about them, trying to find the best sets to open. I was always a big football fan, still am, and I wanted to collect the cards. Anyway, I started researching more and more and came across a YouTuber who advertised their Whatnot page. I downloaded the app. Didn't know really exactly how it worked, but then I started watching more and more stuff and started buying stuff. Well, anyway, I showed it to my friend, and he is a huge Pokemon fan. So he started buying a lot, and eventually I gave it a shot, and I collected Pokemon cards when I was a kid, so obviously the nostalgia was triggered, and I was back into it. I was like, this is something that I could totally do, and I felt like I could do it better than everyone else on there because it seemed like everyone was charging such a high price, and obviously looking back now, I know why, because it takes a lot of time. My friend joined me at the beginning, and we had probably at most 12 viewers, which is still about what I get when I go on Whatnot. But at the time, we did a ton of giveaways to try to gain a following, because that's really the only way you can start on Whatnot, in a way. Anyway, I would go live just about every night, ripping packs for people. I started off with English, trying to, make a little bit off of that. Quickly realized that there's not a lot of profits to be made in English if you don't have a following. And then I built up a connection with a Japanese supplier, and that's really what I've been doing since, is buying Japanese boxes and opening them on live shows, as well as selling them on other platforms and my own website. And that is built up throughout the year. It's been a lot of work, and I don't regret it because it's also been a lot of fun. But that's a little bit about myself. So going further into the video, I want to talk about the different things I've tried in the Pokemon business, because there's a lot of ways to make money in this business if you know where to look. So the first way is by selling bulk cards. So you can buy, hundreds or thousands of cards of someone's collection and then sell each card one by one on TCG Player or eBay or wherever. TCG Player will probably be the easiest if you're going to go that route. Anyway, I tried that out. I actually bought it off of somebody on Whatnot. I went to, I think that it was the storage unit section, and it was just somebody auctioning off a random 2,000 card lot. I think I ended up paying like $100, which was way too much. But for whatever reason, I thought that was a good deal at the time. This is when I was first starting out. So I got the collection, and I quickly realized this was not a good idea, but I didn't want to lose money on it because I was just starting out. And that's something that you need to get over. Whenever you're trying new stuff, don't worry about losing, $100 here, $100 there. You got to try it out. You don't know if it's going to work or not. Well, anyway, I ended up giving up on that. I tried to list, each card. I even had my friend help me scan each one to try to figure out which set they were from, because we were still new getting back into collecting. Most of it was like XY, commons and uncommons. They weren't really worth anything. We tried to filter out, the more expensive cards and stuff like that. It was good practice, and it was interesting experience, but quickly realized that this is not what I want to be doing, scanning in cards that are worth 5 cents and scanning in cards that are worth 50 cents and trying to, make money that way. And, there's people that do make a living doing that, but that was just not something I wanted to do. Some people enjoy sorting cards, but it was very, very horrible for me. I did not enjoy it. So quickly learned bulk was not for me. So then that leads us to live streaming, like I was talking about earlier. We tried buying packs, English packs, and reselling them. But the problem was, at the time, it was just like Paradox Rift that was popular. And even then, Pokemon was nowhere near what it is now, which is crazy to say, just like a year ago. But Paradox Rift packs were struggling to sell. I think I bought them at a card shop for like $3, and I was trying to sell them for $4 or $5, and they wouldn't even sell. Obviously, we were just starting out too. So I was like, okay, this isn't really working. And I looked around at the other shows, and I saw that there was a lot of shows selling Japanese cards and Japanese packs, and I was trying to figure out where in the world did they find this stuff. And me and my friend hunted around, and I finally found some websites and eventually a supplier. We tried them out. We bought a couple boxes of Shiny Treasure. This was when Shiny Treasure was just coming out in like December, and we were really getting started in January. So I bought some boxes of Shiny Treasure, and I was able to sell them at a profit. And we just realized, okay, this is really going to work. So we just kept buying more and more Shiny Treasure, and then that's when the market really changed. Shiny Treasure just kind of took a dip because it got reprinted. Thankfully, we were able to sell out of our Shiny Treasure before the reprint really hit, so we didn't get hit too bad. There was probably 20 boxes or so that I had to sell at a break-even point, but everything was all right. So anyway, just kind of been doing that as a baseline thing. But while doing that, I've tried a couple other ways as well. And one of those ways is buying collections, actual collections, not just bulk cards, and auctioning them off on Whatnot as single cards. And there's people that make a killing doing that, so I thought I would try it out. Well, I bought a collection and I auctioned off the cards, and I actually did pretty decent. I would get basically market for a good bit, but towards the end of the show, I would start getting, selling $5 cards for $1, which hurts, obviously, if you're doing that multiple times and your margin's already really small. And that's another thing that I didn't go over earlier, is that the margins are very, very small in this business. You have to keep that in mind. You can only survive if you have high volume. Anyway, so I tried that out. I thought this could work, but I didn't really enjoy doing it, just showing one card and then going to the next one, then going to the next one. I thought I would enjoy it because it seemed pretty fun doing the auctions, but the packing was pretty painful, having to pack a one card order. A lot of people would buy multiple cards, but I just got tired of doing it. I could probably get back into it, but I just don't really enjoy it too much, and I enjoyed opening the packs more. So that was another way that you can make money in this business, is by buying a full collection. So on the singles, you could do it on Whatnot, which would be faster, more riskier, or you can, list them on TCG Player or whatever. Now that TCG Player has Japanese, that makes it even easier to list your singles, because that was a lot of stuff that I was selling was Japanese, because I didn't have TCG Player to put it on, and I didn't feel like listing it all on eBay. So having Japanese on TCG Player is huge now if you're going to go this route. Okay, so I went over a couple of different ways to make money in this business. Obviously, the first one was ripping packs, then, selling singles. This one is relatively new for me. I really got into it recently because I started watching this YouTuber named Nostalgianomics, and I highly recommend him if you're into Pokemon investing at all, which we'll probably talk about sometimes on this channel. He started talking about how, you can buy certain cards, send them in for grading, and then sometimes you can sell them for double, triple, quadruple, 5 times, or even 10 times the amount of what you bought it for. And this really, opened my eyes, because I'm sitting here selling a $30 box for a $3 profit when I can be buying these cards and grading them and make a $100 profit. So I just recently got into this. I can't really talk too much on it. I've done a couple grading submissions and they were somewhat successful. Most of them were Japanese though, which I quickly learned that PSA 10 modern cards are not really sought after. A lot of times they'll just sell for raw plus grading price. And I am now focusing on English, and I've just now got a submission together that I'm going to be sending in. That's all English, and hopefully I'll do well on that, but I'll probably go over that in a different video. So grading cards is a huge way to make money in this business if you're good at grading. It's also extremely risky because you could come back with like a PSA 9 or a PSA 8 and lose money on the grading cost and the shipping and all that kind of stuff. So just like anything else, there's risk involved. But if you get good at it, then you can make a lot of profit. So that's basically it that I can think of at the top of my head. Number 1, selling bulk was not for me. Number 2, selling sealed Japanese boxes was for me. I still do it. You can go on my website, galaxycardshop.com. You'll see sealed Japanese boxes for sale. I eventually want to get into English, but I have to, get a distributor and all that stuff. That probably won't happen for a while. But anyway, there's a barrier for entry for English, in case you didn't already know that. You have to either have a hobby shop in person or be doing this for a long time. So I'm not at that level yet. And then number 3, you can sell singles, buy collection, break it up, sell the singles. And then number 4, grade cards. Those are the 4 main ways that I found you can make money in this business. And I'm currently just doing the Japanese sealed route along with the graded cards. Oh, and there's one more that I forgot to talk about, and that's investing, but I'll go over that in a different video. Haven't had a ton of experience with it yet, so I just didn't really want to cover it in this first video here, but stay tuned for that one. Anyway, I'm going to end the video here. If you enjoyed, please hit the subscribe button, and I hope to see you in the next one.